Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on A Little Princess 1995 film review. Now, as you know, A Little Princess was a novel from 1905 that was made and published by Frances Hodgson Burnett and has had multiple adaptations throughout the years. And eventually in 1995, Warner Brothers eventually made their own version. Now, the premise of the movie is mainly about Sarah Crewe, who is this young girl living in India with her father. Well, eventually he's called up into fighting in World War One, as opposite from the book where he was called to fight in the Hodgson Wall. And eventually Sarah is introduced into a boarding school in New York, opposite from the book where she's basically meant to be in London, and at the same time quickly becomes friends with the girls, quickly becomes the favourite among the teachers, except for the headmistress, Miss Minchin. I would say what makes Miss Minchin's character interesting is that she's meant to be the opposite of Sarah. She's meant to be cruel, inconsiderate, mean-spirited, and nasty, but I feel with her character, they could have flushed her out a bit more to explain the way she is. They do sort of imply it, but I kind of feel we could have had her being redeemed. But eventually something tragic does happen to Sarah's father, and Sarah pretty much is forced to work as a servant with Becky. Now, in the book, Becky is meant to be Cockney. Well, in the film, she's meant to be African American, and I like the idea because it kind of shows Sarah and Becky in two different backgrounds and become good friends, the same with the other girls. Now, what's interesting is that, while Sarah does go through hardships and eventually slowly starts to lose her imagination, it starts to be relit and redone. So, I think with the movie is that it's definitely not bad. I think it's meant to show that despite having a hard life, despite, going through hardship and everything else, people can still have a good life and girls can still be princesses. And I think this is an important message for anyone who's either been in an abusive home, either came from a dysfunctional family. It's important not to carry on that trait, but become happy and positive. It's important to be, yourself and not to be that person. And I think what's interesting is that with Charles Random, A Kind Old Man, and Ramdas, is that they do play a crucial part in the film, and I feel like with Ramdas is that his character, he's meant to be the mysterious kind of servant Charles, and slowly starts to help Sarah in his own way. Now, what's interesting is that in Sarah's story, which she tells about Prince Rama, the characters are meant to be portrayed differently. For example, Prince Rama is meant to be based on Captain Crewe. Also, Princess Sita is meant to be based on Sarah. And also Rama is meant to be based on Miss Minchin. And I never really thought of that until I realised it. And I can't believe that actually passed through my mind. I would say what makes the movie work is that Sarah is kind of this miracle worker. She has this great imagination and basically is meant to show that there is a bit of Sarah in all of us. And I think with people like Miss Minchin is that they want to be realistic, they want to accept the world for what it is. I think there are people like that with Miss Minchin, but it's important not to think that and always think of the positives in life. Now, I do admit the film isn't bad. I think there are some things I wish could have been better, like the school bully, Livia, could have been redeemed in a better way, and just then her hugging Sarah at the end with no real redemption. I kind of feel we could have had a story with Minchin to explain the way she was, with no, real build-up. And I feel like what makes Sarah and her father's relationship work, it's almost like me and my dad's relationship, because we're always supportive of each other, my dad's always there for me, so I can relate to Sarah on some levels. Now, I do admit somewhere the movie's not bad. It does take some creative liberties. It does sort of alter things a little bit, but not too much. So I think the movie left an impact, and definitely a film that was an undertaker. So I think it deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.